Think of your mind as a highly fertile but completely unguarded plot of land. If you leave it alone, it won't stay pristine. By default, doubt and negativity will take root, and once they do, they multiply. When these unchecked thoughts dictate your choices, you fall into a repetitive loop. You settle for the familiar instead of the possible, effectively trapping yourself in a cycle of stagnation. Interrupting this pattern requires the installation of a new operating system. This is a 5-step protocol designed to shift your psychological defaults from passive observation to active control. Running this system allows you to intercept emotional hijacks before they derail your progress. It provides the clarity needed to identify your primary objectives and maintain the focus required to hit them. Deliberate control of this internal environment is the only reliable way to force external, real-world success. Step 1 is establishing your daily input habit. Your mind is at its most susceptible in the first few minutes after you wake up, when your initial thoughts set the operational parameters for the rest of your day. This split path shows the difference in cognitive trajectory. Starting your day with a smartphone injects immediate chaotic noise into your system. Replacing that with 10 pages of a physical self-improvement book creates a controlled upward climb. The math of this habit is undeniable. While one day of reading feels insignificant, sustaining this for a year results in 3,650 pages of technical wisdom programmed into your thinking. Step 2 is cutting your mental anchors. Past failures are strictly data points, lessons on what didn't work. They are not permanent character traits or predictions of your future performance. Attempting to move forward while fixated on old mistakes is like driving while staring only into the rearview mirror. You are channeling all your focus into the terrain you've already left, making a collision with the future unavoidable. A common failure point in this protocol is the comparison trap. You cannot measure your mid-stage, messy progress against someone else's polished highlight reel without damaging your own momentum. Real growth follows a biological delay. In these first 2 stages, the seed is building a complex root system underground. There is significant development happening, even if the external results aren't visible until the tree finally breaks the surface. Securing your morning inputs and severing ties to past failures forms the necessary foundation for high-performance thinking. Step 3 is the pause protocol. Rapid emotional reactions are the primary hijackers of strategic goals. When you react out of anger or fear, you are operating from a weakened position. When you feel frustration rising, you must physically stop. This creates a moment of suspended time where you can process the stimulus and choose a calculated response instead of a knee-jerk reaction. This skill creates an unshakable state. By training yourself to pause, you prevent temporary feelings from dictating permanent, often disastrous outcomes. Step 4 is protecting your environment. Your external social circle acts as a secondary input system that can either reinforce or degrade your mindset. You must audit your relationships and distance yourself from energy drainers. This includes those who mock your ambition or default to negativity. You cannot execute a high-performance plan while surrounded by people who profit from your stagnation. This ledger shows how identity is actually built. Strength is not a given. It is the weight of kept promises and daily actions finally tipping the scale against a history of complaints. Regulating your internal impulses and filtering your external influences creates a secure psychological perimeter. Step 5 is the all-in decision. There is a definitive line between wishing for a result and choosing to make it inevitable. Maintaining an exit plan, or waiting for perfect conditions, is a subtle form of planning for failure. It tells your brain that retreat is an acceptable option. When you remove the possibility of retreat, your brain shifts its focus. It stops wasting energy looking for excuses and redirects every cognitive resource towards searching for solutions. Within this framework, setbacks lose their power to discourage you. They are simply stress tests for your protocol, showing you exactly where the system needs more discipline. Success is built on relentless, steady movement. It doesn't matter if your visibility is low or if your progress feels invisible today. You continue pushing forward until the objective is secured. Indecision is the primary source of friction. By eliminating the option to quit, you force the mindset to adapt and overcome, turning failure into a tool for iteration rather than an endpoint. The installation of the high-performance mindset protocol is now conceptually complete. To maintain the system, you must execute these 5 daily steps. Secure your inputs, cut your anchors, pause before reacting, protect your energy, commit without an exit plan. You are the active operator of a conditioned, high-performance mind. Decisions are no longer made by your history or your emotions, but by your objectives. A better life is never a product of chance. It is the result of deliberate technical change. Close this app, open a physical book, choose to win, and execute the first step of the protocol today.